Tim, how you doing? All right, mate. Do you want to go to France? Yeah. Good morning. Here we are at Barton. It's October and yet it is an absolutely stunning day. And Tim and I, we're going to pop over to France for lunch. So Tim, talk me through your obviously ridiculously long checklist for an international voyage.
Yeah, it is ridiculously long. I think the key parts though, you've got to do your SGAR, you've got to do your flight plan, PPR into your destination aerodrome obviously, and then you have to, in our case, email French Customs to tell them that we're on our way.
What do we need in the plane for an international crossing of water and stuff?
Life jackets for the two of us. In terms of what you're meant to have all your paperwork, all of it. So in our case, permit to fly or your CFA or whatever, all your insurance documents, everything has got to be in there, which it is. It's all in our little folder behind the seat. Because there isn't a remote chance you get a ramp inspection and people want to look at your paperwork. Got to have your license, got to have your passport. Got your passport?
I have got my passport and I've got my license, even though I'm not the pilot today.
Well, yes. When we fly, of course, into the Paris FIR, I'm going to make a big moment of that because you're not a pilot anymore at that point.
Pour me on my lapel.
Look, Tim, I've got a life jacket on. Right, so we're on. Here we go. What a big day. How exciting, Tim. Oh, mate, I'm excited. This has been on my list for this has been on my list for a long time. So how long is the flight from Manchester Barton to Touquet? It is 2 hours. 2 hours, that's nothing, isn't it? It is fairly insane. And that's the amount of time I usually spend queuing at Pret at the airport. It completely is. It completely is. Oh, I love it. I love it. Right, my friend. Go flying.
Go. Echo Mike, runway 08 right, surface wind 120 degrees 4 knots, take off at your discretion.
Taking off, go Echo Mike. Where are we headed now? Touquet. Echo Mike departing the 1,500 feet. Could you activate our flight plan, please?
Top Echo Mike, it's a basic service and A-firm will activate it now.
I needed some sunglasses that wouldn't interfere with the headphones. That's why I got these, because they're really thin arms. Yeah. But they still interfere a bit, and I don't think these... I am going to pursue my plan with my headphones. But when I went to the shop to buy said sunglasses, they didn't have any of those. Do you end up with those? So I've got these nice ones that have got a bit of pink around. But I think you can carry that off. I'm sure I can, but they are definitely wool sunglasses. But, you know, 20 quid, mate. They are definitely women's sunglasses. So, we're on Manchester. Yep. The flight plan's now activated. Yep. How do you do that? You just ask ATC, don't you? Yeah, we ask our... so if you didn't have ATC, you call London Information, and they would activate it. Right. So now, the other thing, you autopilot's on. We're happy where we are. We're listening to Manchester. So now it's time for retrieval extra strong mint. How could I possibly say no to a Trevor extra strong mint? You can't, it's not allowed, it's actually illegal to say no. I feel like this is a sponsorship opportunity here. Product placement. Are you stuck in a confined space with something for a prolonged period of time? It looks like the sea. Yeah, it looks like the sea. It's almost like that is how it came up off the sea, and now it's just been ported from the sea. So, you know, it's been evaporated from the sea in that way. Actual waves in the clouds. Actual waves in the clouds. Alright, so Tim, talk us through the radio plan as we're going to go over to France. So who are we speaking to? So we start with Southend because we're routing over them and we're going to route through their airspace. So we're going to transit from them and they'll give us a radar. When we get to the other side, we're going to talk to Lyd. Lyd have got radar, so they will watch us over the channel, and at some point they will hand us over either directly to the Touquet, or they'll hand us over to Lille. Lille, probably information, they look after the class Echo airspace. We're going to be going into now. It's class Echo, so VFR, you can go in, but if you were IFR, you'd have to have permission. It's just like back to front. So we're going to go into that class Echo airspace, maybe talking to Lille or talking to Le Touquet. Then Lille will hand us over very quickly to Le Touquet, and then we're going to expect a routing down the coast. They have VFR. VRPs, so expect them to route us through those VRPs. They go November Alpha, November Bravo, and that will give us probably most likely a left base join for runway 13, which is what I expect us to be on. Okay, nice. We're going to pick up the 80s for Southend before we get there. We're going to pick up the 80s for Le Touquet before we get there. So we'll be calling with the latest information, and that just means that they'll hopefully have to give us a little bit less radio chatter. And that is the plan. That's very comprehensive. Mid-channel. Right, I've turned off the monitor. I'm going to tell them we're mid-channel. Go over with the Echo Mike mid-channel. Echo Mike, score on security and free call at Lille information 120 correction 127.015. Have a good day. Beautiful. Absolutely buttered it.
Awesome.
Welcome to France, everybody.
Francais. We are in France. We are leveraging our PPL, aren't we, today, to the max. Yes, it was a bit sad taking control of the aeroplane just as we entered the Paris FIR, knowing that now John wasn't a pilot. So here, John isn't a pilot. It was busy on the radio because there's French and English, but when we speak English, they were great. They were great. They were good at making space for us. It's busy, but not too busy. It's nice, isn't it?
So that's where we're going next, is it?
I believe so. I'm just going to walk into that building and see what happens, and then give somebody my passport and see if anybody cares. Pretty nice little airport there, so I can see why everybody uses it as a first port of call coming into Europe. I can see it. It's lovely.
I've just had our lunch in the Touquet. Delicious food. Well worth a visit for that alone. We need to talk about the plan though, because that's the most important part of this, and I know how much you love a 100-point plan. So let's go through the process that you went through to get you here to Le Touquet. What paperwork and what did you need to do?
Everything. So 7 days out, I'm looking at the weather. I'm looking for those breaks in the weather. So I'm looking at not so much the long-range forecasts as the synoptic forecasts, so weather fronts and things like that. And then I'll arrive on a day that looks pretty good and then probably about 3 days before we do the flight, I'm starting to decide what route. I'm starting to ask people about the routes. I'm starting to plan it a little bit. And then, generally speaking, I'm just watching the weather then up to the day before. And then the day before, I do all the paperwork. So all the paperwork is ESCAR. It's
so that's specific to international flights, though?
Which is specific to international flights, and you also have to do that for the Isle of Man.
So what is the ESCAR then? That's like a customs...
Yeah, it's technically border force.
And how do you do it?
You do it online. You go to Google, you go ESCAR, and then you sign up for it. It's like so you do it online, and you need everybody's details,
right?
And you can't screw around with it. You can't do it more than 2 days before, or less than 2 hours before. So there were things like that you have to be aware of.
Oh right, so it's within 2 days,
details.
not...
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's effectively your passenger manifest. It's who's going to be on that flight, and they're changing it all the time.
Is it an easy thing to do then?
It's easy, yeah. You do need it, like I say, you need everybody's passport details, and it'll check that those people are allowed to fly.
Okay.
And then the day before, I've nailed on looking at the weather pretty much what time we're flying.
Yeah.
And that means I could technically file my flight plans then, although I tend to leave it later.
Do you have to have a flight plan for international flying?
Yes.
Right, okay. And where do you file that then?
You do it. I did it through Skydemon.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you get your plan, whatever you plan in Skydemon.
Yeah.
You go to, I think it's Go Flying ICAO flight plan. You hit that, and then you put in a couple of details like what time you're actually flying and any remarks you want to put on, and it'll take your plan and create a VFR. Well, it's create
And
a
that's
IFR.
sent off to NATS or whoever it is. Yeah.
That goes into their void.
It goes into the void, but they know it's there.
And they know it's there.
And that's what we activated, obviously, when we left.
And then closed when we got here.
Yeah.
And the idea is basically they know you're coming, and the idea is if you get into trouble, the search and rescue can be coordinated between you.
So that, I mean, those are the only two things that were intrinsic to the international element of this flight, right? It was the SGAR,
Yep.
and the flight plan. Other than that, it's
It's
a normal flight.
Yeah, it's PPR. You PPR to the aerodrome you're going
Yeah.
to. You book out. All
Yeah.
that stuff. It's all the normal stuff. Yeah.
Well, this is it. We're off, leaving the Touquet, back to the UK. What do you reckon, Tim?
Splendid. A splendid endeavour.
It's been quite a lovely visit, hasn't it?
Absolutely. What a place.
And what an amazing day for October.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
Have to wear our yellow jackets over to the plane. Hopefully they don't think we're striking.
Departure, continue.
He is landing right behind us. We've just cracked on. Bye bye, France. Look at that. There we go. Up out of the circuit. And off we go towards the sea. Bower down below us. That's right. There you go. Have a lovely shot of that. Have a lovely shot of that.
7123 miles and touchdown, descent to altitude 5,000 feet.
Line information, bonjour. Golf Romeo Victor Echo, Mike. Ahead, have a thermal question line.
Golf Romeo Victor Echo, Mike. Market information. Bonjour, pass your message. Right, your flight plan's been closed on the hour.
Oh, many thanks. God, look at that. Wow. Well, mate, that was mate. Lovely. What a day.
When ready, you would like to say.
Golf Romeo Mike, just request taxi to fuel.
Golf Romeo Mike, taxi to fuel.
That's cool, Golf Romeo Mike. By the way, Photo Bravo is really beautiful then. Thank you.
I've already said I give it 3 weeks before it's a mess.
All right, so we're back at Barton. Pretty successful flight. Oh, what an amazing day out.
An amazing day. Yeah, absolutely.
So international flight-wise, we got it right?
Yeah.
You had
Got it
all the
right.
planning done.
Yeah.
You knew what air traffic control you were going to be speaking to, and that actually
Yeah.
wasn't that bad in the end, was it?
No, they were great.
You knew what runway you were going to get before we even got there.
Yep.
So you had that mental picture in.
Yeah.
And yeah, all the paperwork filed. I mean, I hope. I assume that British customs aren't going to come knocking on my door this evening.
One hopes not.
We didn't get shot down.
We didn't get shot down. We avoided all the danger areas. So yeah, pretty good really. I think planning is. I think planning was the key thing, right?
Yeah. So planning is the key thing.
Planning is the key thing.
Yeah, international flight, going to France.
Do it.
Do it. It's not that bad at all. Unless
that
obviously
hard.
you've got a lapel like me, in which case you hit the middle of the channel.
You're
you
not
are no
really
longer
a pilot.